social media. Hello, everybody. I am so happy to be here on today. Welcome to Lakitatsharpe's exclusive inspirational channel. And welcome to my book discussion. Yes, we are going to be discussing one of my books on today. Today is Monday, March the 10th, and it is 6:13 p.m. So yes, hello to all of you out there. So excited, and come on in and relax, and welcome to one of my book discussions, where I discuss my books as well as some of other authors' books as well. So today book discussion, check out all of my books actually over at Amazon.com and my website as well. And this is featured at my website, so you can purchase it over at Amazon.com. And also, if you want this particular copy, you can purchase it today, and I will autograph it for you and send it your way. So let us go. So today's book discussion, we're going to be discussing From Burnout to Successful Girl Boss. From Burnout to Successful Girl Boss. This book was created at a time period in my life, at a moment in time when I used to work extremely hard. And I would work 7 days a week, and I would work so hard. I was in the process of working my writing ministry. And then plus I was working at a regular job as a kindergarten teacher. So those jobs, required a lot of energy, and for me giving out. And it was just a lot of energy that I had to really, had to come out of me. Okay. And it put me in position where I was exhausted. And trying to maintain, taking care of the children, and taking care of trying to maintain a difficult marriage where, my husband and I separated eventually, and it was just a difficult period in my life. So I found myself, ending up in the hospital because why? I was burnt out. Have you ever heard of burnt out? Burnt out is when you are exhausted. Literally you are exhausted. And you burnt out, and you're like physically and mentally exhausted, and I was physically and mentally exhausted. I literally had I will never forget this. I literally had hardly no energy left in my body. Like I had to, God ended up taking me off that regular job, and I had to rest. Literally take rest for a while until God put me back together again. And it brings tears to my eyes, because when I experienced exhaustion, I didn't have no idea, what was happening to me, and I was scared. And I was like, I just don't understand, because I'm on the right path, so why is this happening to me, and, it was just a lot going on, and God blessed me after, it happened, when I went to the doctor's office, the emergency room, and, they put me in a hospital bed. And as I was on that hospital bed, I remember, the care team coming to care for me. And the moment they touched me, I was like, oh my God, it felt so good to be cared for. It felt so good to be, to have someone looking out for me. And I felt at peace, and just to rest, rest. So I'm here to say to you that if you are a girl boss, if you are a boy boss, if you are a boss, if you are trying to get into business for yourself, or you are already in business, if you have a YouTube channel, if you are, trying to be in leadership, you need this book. You need this book. Let me tell you, from burnout to successful girl boss, this is a great book for leadership. In this book, I speak about how important it is to get your rest. I speak about different things, in this book. I speak about, cover a lot of different things. Well, chapter 10, one of the chapters, it says, learn to disengage, detach, and de-stress. How many of you have been in a situation where you are so glued to your phone, you're so glued to social media, you're so glued to the computer, you're so glued to things, and you are not taking that proper time to step away from it so that you can rest and so you can rejuvenate. Yourself is very important. And if you are a YouTuber right now and you are working 7 days a week, I'm here to say to you that eventually that can get to you. You have some artists, they say they don't sleep. They don't sleep at all. Well, guess what? Sleep is important to you, because I was following behind a celebrity that says they don't sleep. And before you know it, I'm in a hospital bed. So God had to teach me the proper way. This weekend, I spent the weekend resting, and I stayed there until I was ready to get back up, and I rest myself. Let me tell you, I took the necessary time to rest. So I am here to say to you that rest is very important. I'm telling you. Another chapter, in this book is, we're going to read, talk about chapter 26. And you can look through the book, and yes, this is the book. And this is chapter 26. You can purchase this book over at Amazon.com. And also check out my other 100 books over there as well. And if you want to purchase something from me directly, you can go to my website and check out my products and check out this book as well. So chapter 26, it says, don't be afraid to walk away. How many of you have been in a situation where you are afraid to walk away? I was in a relationship for about over 20 years. And the relationship had got somewhat toxic towards me. Toxic towards me. And I knew, it was time to do something to change the trajectory of the way things going. One of us had to make a move in order to make that change. So my husband, he ended up walking away from the relationship, from the relationship. And after that, things began to take its positive turn. At one point I was saying I knew that something needed to be done, and I needed to walk away, but not being afraid of, how am I going to take care of myself? How am I going to survive without, my husband being the, partial breadwinner? So it was definitely a hard time for me. But here I am, and I am in my own place, and I am taking care of myself. Talk about I'm going to say it again. Talk about the goodness of God. Read this book, you guys. You got to get this book. Okay, so it's pretty much talking about how, let me see. It says chapter 26. Don't be afraid to walk away. Nothing is worth losing your life over unless giving it to God. And it says, I really stand by this. If you are in a relationship, a job, doing a project, or family is causing you harm, making you feel like you're losing yourself, then it's time to run away. If you can't fix the situation and you are dying on the inside, then it's time to find another job, spouse, or whatever the case may be. Especially if your spouse is mistreating you on purpose. And then it goes on and it talks, about being mistreated. You shouldn't be anywhere where you are being mistreated and you are being disrespected. I spoke to one of my nieces and nephews today, and I said to them, one thing I will not tolerate, and that's the tolerate of disrespect. That's the one thing that is a deal breaker for me. That will break the deal, because I do not tolerate disrespect, and I don't care who you are. It's just not going to happen. I have to stand up for myself. I let things slide for a couple of times, but then you know what? Now it's time to say no. I'm not going to take this disrespect. I'm not going to do it. So pretty much, it's almost as if when you're not getting rest, because remember, the title of this book is From Burnout to Successful Girl Boss. So you're going from burnout to a situation where you are disrespecting yourself because you're not giving yourself the proper rest. You're not doing for yourself, the things that needs to be done to take care of yourself. So you're not giving yourself the proper rest. You get what I'm saying? So that is very important to do, yes. And to get from burnout to success. In order to get to success, you have to work your way up to success. You have to go through some things to be successful. So I'm trying to help you so you don't go from burnout. you don't go through burnout because you don't want to go there. So you need to get this book. If you are in leadership, you need this book. The book for leadership. You need this book, okay? From Burnout to Successful Girl Boss. Head to Amazon.com and get your order. Look for, my name, Lakita T. Sharpe. From Burnout to Successful Girl Boss. Get your copy. You will not, let me tell you, you will not be, I will speak highly of this book because I feel like that I have wisdom to share with you. I would say I hope you won't be disappointed because, everybody is different, but I give you some good wisdom that it helped me, to help me in the book because so many people, I know business owners who are all over the place. They're literally all over the place. But if they take the time out, to read this book, they will gain the wisdom, they will gain the proper wisdom, to be able to have a more successful time, in their life. So check out this book, From Burnout to Successful Girl Boss. You can head to my website right now and you can also check it out. So, you guys, check out some of my book discussions. I have some more book discussions that's on this channel. So check it out. Something that I'm enjoying doing, discussing, the books that I really enjoy and the books that I read. And also the books that I write, that I feel like that you guys should know about. So check out, the book. Well, anyway, I love you guys and I will see you guys in the next video. We are the chosen ones. We do right. We live right. We